Hello traders, welcome to the Thursday forecast with the 6 of our pairs. So we're starting with EU as the first one, and EU has reversed from a descending structure, which is of course expected. That is the main thing we look at with our strategy. So it is a descending and then momentum in the opposite direction, because the methodology is that the market makers are taking out stops all the way, and then finally reversing the price. There was an entry right here, so for me personally I did not enter this trade because I saw a little wick on the top and just a one candle push up, and the overall structure was really not descending enough, I would say. So we kind of had strength in the moves, then a pause, then another strength in the move, a pause, and then some more strength. So for me this was not a well-defined descending, and the break, I wanted to see a 2 candle push, to be honest. So I did stay out of this trade. Maybe some people had an order on here, didn't fit my personal plan. And then what happened, we broke the low, retraced, went to the upside and created another reversal, but got a huge wick on the top, which is a big warning sign. If this closed with a clean close, I would be highly interested, but because we got a huge wick, I am much more patient and I'm just waiting for the break of the high or the low, to be honest. I really don't like this wick, it's huge. I'm expecting a larger range in this area. What I would like to see for a potential trade is for this to go up. So some sort of a setup like this, maybe a flag, a break and retest. So whichever we do get in this general area, just that it continues to the upside, that would be a good sign. Or maybe an ascending and then a reversal down like this. Or another possibility is this can also start to descend a bit more and then reverse to the upside. Of course I would be interested, because then I'm seeing a larger descending and then a smaller descending on the bottom. Or this can just completely just give us a large push down, but don't really see that happening. And today is Thursday, so it's kind of Thursday afternoon. Not really a lot of time for some moves. My cutoff time is Friday 5 p.m. So I mean there is still time for the moves to develop, but let's just see. I'm not really getting much confidence out of this price action, especially in the Japanese pairs. We're getting some really weird stuff. So here is the euro and the Japanese yen. We have large volatility, I think. So I don't look at news, but I believe there is something with the Japanese central bank with their new policy, and then we had this huge reaction and huge volatility. There were no trade opportunities for me personally, so we were descending here in this area. We were descending. I was looking for a reversal to the upside, but we just got this volatility candle right here, maybe even a news candle, and then continued up and then got a drop, a huge drop. This was, I believe, let's see, 400 pip move. So huge move in the market, and a big warning sign of volatility. Also a huge wick on the bottom. So for me this is signaling to me to stay out. If I were to take any trades, let's say some of them form, my stop loss would be so small. So most probably I will be staying out of any setups because of this volatility, and it's just a bad practice to trade the trend when we have this chop, all of these choppy moves. You get just chopped up in the volatility. That is something you don't want to do. So I'm expecting a larger range, and to be honest I'm not looking for any trades. Maybe if it really cleans up and starts giving me a nice downtrend, I would be interested, but the volatility needs to die down. So the only thing here is I'm expecting a range and I'm waiting for the volatility to die down. As I said, my stop is 12 pips, and I mean look at just how tiny it would be if I were to take any trades. So really simple analysis here, just being a lot more patient on the Japanese pairs at least. Let's see how it is on the dollar pairs. If I put in a 12 pip, it looks good. So on the dollar pairs, if a setup forms, I will be interested, because I'm not seeing that volatility. There was a trade opportunity here So prior to that we had a really clean descending structure right here. And I'm expecting a reversal to the upside. Sorry, I was expecting a reversal to the upside, but then got this impulse candle, but there were a lot of warning signs with this potential entry, so your entry would be here. For me personally, first warning sign, a large wick to the upside and a huge wick down, usually a news candle, usually a candle that gives us a larger range and just kind of does nothing. So I don't like this candle formation, especially for a reversal trade. I just don't see them working out. Second reason I stayed out, it would be too far away from my entry. It would be 34 pips, and on the Aussie US dollar I'm not taking these large retraces. I'm only taking them on the Euro Japanese yen. I don't really look at how much pips it retraces on EJ, but on the rest of the pairs I usually do measure if it's anywhere above 25, 30, in that range. I'm just not taking it. It's too far away, and this is 33. This is just too much far away from the entry, so I did stay out of the setup, and it's good because it reversed down. So it would have been a loss, a losing trade. And then, so another opportunity happened right here on this candle. Maybe some people were seeing this start to trend down. Pullback continued, clean close. So a really good sign is this clean close. That's a really good sign. For me personally, I wanted to see a bit more of a break. I was definitely on the edge. I was definitely debating it, and it was a very tough one to decide, but then ended up so staying out of the setup. It just did not break by enough. Let's see how much the break was. So I believe it was 3.5 pips. I wanted to see maybe 4, maybe 5 pips would be better, and it would print better, so it would look better visually. So it's all about it looking good visually and not really measuring the distances. The distances are not that important. They do really help, but the main thing is visually assessing if it's a good break or not. And this visually, just something was off. We got this huge wick down, so we expected a range. We got this kind of a smaller momentum shift in this candle, so momentum was potentially starting to go up. What I wanted to see is like this large push down and then just no momentum shift, just like pausing candles and then for it to shoot down. And this kind of showed me some potential buying to the upside, and then this break just was not enough. So when you combine all of the factors, so the first one, the huge wick, this blue candle, and this break not being enough, kind of is too much of a warning sign and made me so too much warning signs, 3 of them. So the clean close and the large push prior was not enough to cancel out those warning signs. Something was definitely off. This trade just did not feel that high probability, and it did reverse. So it did end up being a loss, which I fortunately did stay out of, so didn't take a loss here, but I was definitely on the edge. This trade was definitely a tough one to decide. And then what happened, so we reversed up, created a huge wick, retraced, got this red candle, and then we just are now ranging around. So we broke the high, retraced, went down, broke the low, retraced. We can now move the lines, and the overall price action looks really volatile right here. So we're kind of moving up, moving down, no real potential, no real good breaks, leaving huge wicks, breaking by wicks, retracing, no solid closes, no solid candles. So a big warning sign in this general area, as is on all of the pairs. So I'm expecting a larger range on this one. And for me to take a trade, see, I don't believe something will happen, because my cutoff time is Friday 5 p.m. and I just don't see a nice trend starting at this point. But if by some miracle a trend starts and it's not volatile, it's a nice established trend this week, then I am definitely interested on the dollar pairs. At least on the Japanese ones, I'm just probably not going to be taking anything. Now we have the Aussie and the Japanese yen. So this one, we had a descending structure. and then we broke to the upside. No potential entry here for me. This was too much of range bound price action, so just stuck in a range. Then we went down, created a huge wick, broke the low again and created another wick. If I put my risk to reward tool with a 12 pip stop, which I use, the stop loss is completely tiny. So this move was again a news candle, 250 pip move, really huge one, and definitely a big warning sign. I'm being more patient with this one. Again, if by some miracle a trend starts, I will be looking to enter on a nice short like this. If we do trend up, I just don't see this being high probability if any trend starts in this general area, because it would kind of be stuck in this range and between this huge candle eaten up by the huge candle. So for me to be happy, I need to see it move away to the upside and then maybe get a nice entry up here. So I'm being a lot more patient with this one. We have the pound. We had a descending structure right here. Not really a clean descending, but it was looking okay. Nothing special. We then reversed up, got a huge wick, broke the high, retraced, left the wick, broke the low, retraced, left a huge wick and broke the low again, left an okay close. Again, only setup I'm looking on the pound is a large push, then a break and retest, or a really clean flag. Same thing to the upside, a large break and retest. So this is not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this range bound, really volatile price action, no clear direction, and just really bad overall picture of the price action. So I'm definitely being a lot more patient with the pound. Also, for the final one, we have NJ, which is a Japanese pair, and we got huge volatility on NJ also. Let's see. Yeah, the stop loss again looks pretty tiny, and we had a huge move here. News move again, 218 pip move, which is normal on all of the Japanese pairs. Usually it cascades and moves happen on all of the Japanese pairs when you have Japanese news. So prior price action, we had a clear descending. I was not really seeing any entries. I wanted to see a nice reversal out of the descending because it was looking like a really clean formation. Unfortunately, we didn't get any opportunity, but the price just rocketed down, a small pullback continued. I did have an order on right here. So at this point I did have an order on. I was seeing a nice push down, small pullback with no momentum shift, continuation, clean close, moved far away. So I did have an order on, but then on the next candle printed a wick, and it would be too far from the entry. Let's see, it would be too far from the entry. It would engulf the two candles, so I just removed the order, and it's good because I would be stopped out. So this would be a losing trade, and definitely something to backtest, because maybe this setup was not as high probability. And if I did get tagged in, I would probably end up being in a loss. Maybe I need to backtest this setup some more. And yeah, that's about it for NJ. We then went up, went down, created volatility, created a huge wick, and my plan is the same as on all of the Japanese pairs. If we get a really clean established trend with no volatility, I will look to enter on a short. If this starts trending up, I'm not convicted. I just don't have the confidence of taking anything because we will be stuck in this area. So I'm expecting, to be honest, a large range right here. So that's it for the forecast. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next forecast. Let's see how the moves will develop, and let's see how the news will impact the overall market, and will the price action settle down a bit.